everyone at the fourth workshop on developing your sustainability strategy plans. This final workshop brings everything together. We move from understanding where we are now to deciding where we want to go, and then how we can get there. Today, we will focus on three main parts of a sustainability strategy: our vision, the actions that will support it, and the roadmap that will help turn ideas into real progress. We begin with a vision. A vision answers two simple but important questions. Where do we want to go and why? It describes the long-term direction of the Federation and gives meaning to the strategy. At this stage, we are not yet looking at specific actions. We are focusing on purpose, ambition, and the future we want to create. A good vision has a few key characteristics. Firstly, looks to the future and shows where the organization wants to go over the long term. It should inspire people and bring them together around a shared direction. It also needs to support decision-making and help guide priorities across the organization. At the same time, it should be clear, easy to communicate, and true to the organization's values and identity. The role of the vision is to act as a compass. It helps guide decisions, creates a shared sense of purpose, and motivates people to engage. Over time, it also becomes a reference point, allowing you to measure progress and ask whether your actions are truly moving you closer to where you want to be. We will now look at example answers to the questions in the Strategy Creator tool. These examples are based on the discussion we had during the sessions of the Greek Federation Working Group and on the results of the analysis process that we described the previous times. They reflect key themes identified through the baseline assessment, the activity matrix, and stakeholder feedback. The aim is not to give final answers, but to show how these questions can be used to shape a clear and meaningful sustainability vision. First question is what matters to you individually and as an organization? When developing our vision, it is important to understand what matters to each stakeholder group and to the Federation as a whole. For clubs and members, key priorities include support for development, financial sustainability, adequate infrastructure, and strong cooperation and communication. For athletes, what matters most is access to quality training with certified coaches, facilities that meet the required standards, opportunities to participate in competitions and education programs that can help them develop their skills further. For coaches and employees, priorities focus on education and certification, recognition of their work and achievements, and safe and supportive working conditions. Finally, sponsors are interested in high visibility during our events, being associated with an organization that promotes ethical practices and sustainability, and achieving a clear return on investment through positive visibility and public image. What matters to you individually as an organization? At an overall level, national federations share a number of common priorities. Leadership is key through the development of clear and forward-looking strategy that supports and grows equestrian sport. Collaboration is equally important as federations depend on strong relationships with their clubs, the member clubs, with the athletes, officials, partners, and other institutions. Sustainability is a core priority with a commitment to responsible environmental practices across our activities. Horse welfare remains fundamental, supported by rules and high welfare standards. And finally, social contribution is central, reflecting the role of federation in supporting local communities and promoting inclusion through sport. These priorities are clearly reflected in our sustainability strategy, the strategy of the Hellenic Equestrian Federation. There's a question about that guides us to think about the climate change. Climate change already affects federations directly and indirectly, from extreme weather that disrupt events to new regulations and rising costs. Recognizing these impacts helps ensure that a vision is realistic and forward-looking. Question number 3. What steps will be taken in the short, medium, and long term? This question helps show how the vision can be translated into different time horizons. In the short terms, the focus is usually on building understanding and awareness. In the medium term, attention shifts to strengthening infrastructure and systems. In the long term, the aim is to create leadership and lasting impact. A strong strategy should include and balance all three. What does success feel and looks like? Success in sports, it's not just about numbers. It's about strong community, healthy horses, engaged members, ethical leadership, and a positive impact on society and environment. This helps make the vision tangible. Next question is, what words best describe your role as an organization in acting on the environment, horse welfare, and social responsibility? The words we choose to describe how our federation feels how we feel about ourselves is to be an ethical leader, a protector of horse welfare, a promoter of inclusion, and an organization that adapts to change. This language often fits directly into the final vision statement. Next question is about how do you consider your members will be impacted by climate change, horse welfare concerns, and societal change? This slide reminds us, this question reminds us that change affects all of us. Climate, welfare, and social expectation all influence members' daily realities. A good vision acknowledges these challenges and positions the federation as a supported, responsible governing body. Horse welfare is a core responsibility of an equestrian federation. Through rules, education, expert collaboration, and thoughtful competition design, the federation can actively shape better outcomes for horses. As a governing body of the sport also, the federation benefits communities by setting standards, supporting youth development, encouraging volunteer, and contributing to local social and economic life through regulated sport. This is a question about the future. What future would you like to visualize? This question invites us to think about the future that we want to create. It is about imagining a federation that is ethical, sustainable, and inclusive, that supports its community, protects horse welfare, respects the environment, and values local culture. In simple terms, it is about defining the kind of future your federation wants to lead and to be known for. Following discussions within the working group and by answering to the previous questions, we agreed on this vision statement, which is our vision is to shape a future where equestrian sports flourish in harmony with the environment, prioritize horse welfare, and address the needs of the athletes in the community. Through sustainable practices and meaningful initiatives, we strive to make equestrian sports a leader in sustainability, ensuring its lasting value and inspiring future generations to actively participate. It's clear that we have decided to focus on 3 pillars: horses, people, and the environment. And this example shows how all previous analysis and discussions can come together in one clear and inspiring statement. The vision is ambitious, talks about the future, but it's realistic, acknowledging the challenges, and values-driven and easy to communicate to members, partners, and the wider public. After defining your vision and strategic goals, the EEF Strategy Creator tool supports the next step, turning strategy into action. The tool guides you to identify concrete, achievable actions and organize them into a clear roadmap, aligned with your federation's priorities and external requirements. This phase shifts the focus from planning to delivery, ensure that actions are realistic, clearly assigned, measurable, and ready to be implemented. Actions should always link back to goals that we have already have been already identified through the activity matrix. Each action needs clarity: what will be done, who is responsible for it, when it happens, and how success is measured. Actions should address both reducing negative impacts and adapting to future challenges. A roadmap helps you turn a list of actions into a clear and structured plan over time. It shows what should happen first, what follows next, and what is planned for later. By setting short, medium, and long-term timeframes, the roadmap helps the Federation prioritize actions and manage implementation in a realistic way. It also ensures alignment with external drivers, such as upcoming regulations, stakeholder expectations, or finding opportunities. Overall, the roadmap keeps focus on impact and helps translate strategy into coordinated, timely action. Before finalizing and publishing your roadmap, it is important to check whether it is realistic and ready to be delivered. These questions help you test the strength of your roadmap. They help you confirm that your actions are aligned with legal and stakeholder expectation, that they lead to clear sustainability outcomes, and that the timelines and milestones are realistic. They also ensure responsibilities responsibilities are clearly defined, so the progress can be tracked and the strategy can move from planning to real implementation. So this brings us to the end of our 4 workshops. We started by looking at the foundation, then explored the wider sustainability context, the environment where we are called to build our strategy in. Next, we reviewed the baseline and current activities with the help of the activity matrix. And today, we brought everything together into the vision, actions, and roadmap. I really hope the series has been helpful and has given you a practical structure to work within your own federation. The aim was to make the process clearer, more manageable, and hopefully a bit less overwhelming, to give you the steps and to have to give you an overview of the overall process. Please remember that this is not the end of the process, but really the beginning of the next phase. You now have the building blocks to continue developing your strategy and start turning it to action. And of course, we are here to support you along the way. I'm always sending afterwards the presentations, but there are more notes that that I can help you with if you need in another stage of the process. And that's all from me. I would like to ask you. I would really appreciate if you could share a small your feedback in a few words after the finish of these workshops. And I thank you again for your time and your engagement. It has been a pleasure to work with you. I will stop share my screen so we can have a discussion if you like. Some of the federations, some of